feel like I could reason with a ghost more than I could a murderer. I don't know.
There used to be people.
I'd be like, take my soul.
Yeah, but they're not there anymore. I don't know what bargaining chip do you have with a ghost?
Yeah.
Versus like a murderer, like they're still alive.
I don't know. I could be like, look, I'll offer you up my next 3 lives as long as you leave me alone in this one.
Let's go behind the lines.
Welcome to Behind the Lines, the show where we dive deep into the music and the minds of the independent artist. I'm your host, Serene.
And I'm Bunny.
And today we are here with an amazing independent artist, Rin.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's so cool to be here.
Yeah,
Plus,
thank
this
you
is
for
like
coming.
the most comfortable couch I think I've ever sat on. So
Really?
I will stay here all day long if I can.
Okay. I love that. So, Rin, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about your name, too, because I love the name Rin.
Thank you. I'm so glad you asked that because I usually have to explain it to everybody when I meet them because they're like, when, what was
Really?
it? Yeah. Especially,
Why?
I think when I'm like at loud music events, they like can't hear the R. So it's
Oh,
understandable.
okay.
It's understandable.
Gotcha.
But
I was like, where are you getting a W from? It's literally R-Y-N.
but you're like, Rin. And they're like, what?
You gotta like put like a little roll on it. I'm Rin.
Rin, yeah,
And then they'll be like, oh,
exactly.
that's definitely an R.
They'll definitely know. They'd be like, are you Spanish or something? No, I am Jewish, actually. But yeah, so Rin is actually just short for Camryn. So when I was growing up, my sister, I have a sister who's like 2 years older than me. And we were arch nemesis growing up. Best friends now, you know how it goes, the whole sister thing. But she used to call me Rin out of like spite. And she'd be like, Rin, Rin, like used to bother me with it, right? So I hated the name. And then, God, what was it, like 2 or 3 years ago? I think I was telling that story to a producer and they're like, wow, Rin's like a really cool artist name. Have you ever thought about like going by that? I'm like, nah. And then it like kept stewing on, you know how like that goes? You're like, a month later, you're like, that is kind of a good name, kind of a cool idea. And right around that time, I was starting to like focus my music more into like the direction of just like having fun and being more like young and free with it. I think I had like a very serious attitude when I first got into music. I was like, oh, I'm gonna like, you know, grind it out, do these things, do that. And then I learned like it's just about following the passion and having fun. And so changing my name to Rin for music was like kind of pushing me in that direction. And yeah, it just brings me back to like a childhood like state. Plus I'm also like reclaiming the name and being like, fuck you, Tori. Suck it. I'm using this name against you now.
I know, I was going to say, it's like you basically reclaimed it. You're like, this had all this history, and now it means something completely different.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Such a good story. I love
Thank
it.
you.
Did you ever call her Ree?
What was that?
So did you ever call her Ree since she called you Rin?
You know, if I had more brain cells at 2 years old, I probably would have thought of that. I think somebody started calling her Ree like a few years ago. But like it was at the point where it's no longer going to be like annoying, you know?
Yeah.
You really got to hit it at like 5 years old when it's really irritating.
You said that you started off and it was like really serious, and now it's like a lot more carefree. So like, when did you actually start making music?
So yeah, I started, gosh, you know how it is. It's always a process. I think I started singing around like 13, and then I was still doing dance at that point, and so that was mainly my focus.
What kind of dance?
Oh, like mainly hip hop. Hip hop, oh, my favorite. Oh my gosh, I actually want to start taking a class again because I miss it a lot. Yeah, I'm thinking I kind of want to take like a heels class too.
I've been having that same thought recently. I just bought like this pair of heels that I'm like, why did I buy this? What am I going to use this for?
We're going to a dance class. That's what you're doing. Oh my gosh, we should totally do that. That'll be super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then around 15, I was dating this one guy, or like I thought we were dating. We weren't actually dating, apparently.
What a situation.
I know.
So I was
He's
like,
a
hold
musician, so like, what do you expect?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get it. And he taught me how to write songs. And after that, I just started writing like a madman. And yeah, after I started learning how to write songs, that's really when I found that I was like, this is what I want to do. Music is what I want to do. I want to write the songs that I'm dancing to, and I want to write the songs that people choreograph dances to in their classes, you know? And once I really realized, like, okay, this is what I want to do, of course, your mind goes through all those thoughts of, like, it's so hard to achieve this. The only way to like succeed is if you push yourself as hard as you possibly can. And, you know, if you're going to be that 1% that makes it, you know, you got to be, yeah, it's just like, there's a lot of anxiety that comes with that.
For sure.
Yeah. And
you
so
put a lot of pressure on yourself because you're like, I want to be that 1%. So I have to do all these things to get to be that 1%.
exactly. You have to do everything possible in your power. And I've learned now, though, that that's like totally the wrong energy about it. You know, if it's meant for you, it's meant for you. Obviously, like, do what you can, do what makes you happy, what inspires you. But don't be treating it like it's a 9-to-5 job, because it's not. It's a passion, you know, it's a way of life. So you got to make it livable.
That's so funny because it's like the complete opposite of what I normally hear. It's like
Really?
where not like that you have to take it super seriously, but that you should treat it like a 9-to-5 in order to keep yourself like actually consistent and like doing things.
I think I guess it just depends on like the person and where that idea puts them in mindset wise. Because for me, like when I was treating it that way, like after I dropped out of college for music, so I dropped out after my first semester to fully pursue this. I was like, okay, I don't want to be like a college dropout that achieves nothing in life. So I need to like seriously be on my shit and like make this happen. Gotcha. And so it became a 9-to-5 job, right? But instead of like staying inspired and following what I wanted to make my artistry become, it just became this like this game of like trying to like succeed before I failed kind of thing.
I see.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe for some people thinking about it as a 9-to-5 is good. But for me, like I spend more than from 9 to 5 on my music, but I don't think of it as a job, you know?
Yeah.
I think of it as like, oh my gosh, I get to do this today, you know?
I like that.
Like I get to write, I get to like go to the studio and yeah.
It's definitely a more positive spin than being like, I have to do this. It's more like, I want to do this. I can do this.
Totally. Yeah. I've just learned a lot about like the law of attraction. And do you guys know about like law of attraction and that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Love it.
Yes. It's like, it's everything. And after I like learned
You could really
those
have
ideas-
whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly. And the way to get it isn't by holding so tightly to it and being like, oh God, I
Gotta
need
let
this.
it go.
Exactly. You know, let it come to you, let it flow. So I'm trying to adapt that way of thinking a bit more.
Yeah. Do you think that that kind of shift in mindset has made it easier for you to start putting out more stuff and like feeling like more of an artist?
Definitely. Yeah. Definitely. Because I really look back now and I didn't really like the stuff that I was releasing when I first started. I didn't really believe in it, but I just saw it as like a stepping stone in getting to what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But I realized that the problem was my mindset, and the problem was me not enjoying what I was doing.
Yeah.
I was thinking about like, oh yeah, I just got to make as many songs as possible, release as much as possible without like thinking about what about the quality of what I'm releasing.
Yeah.
Do I really like these songs? Or am I just releasing it because I paid for them to be produced, you know?
That's a fair point.
Yeah. That's also like the hardest thing about music too. If you're not a producer yourself, it's like,
Yeah. I don't think people realize like you write a lot, but then like how many things actually get pushed on to the next stage. It's like, okay, do I like this enough to where I actually want to pay someone to produce it for me? And then after that, it's like, okay, I already paid for it. Do I like it enough to actually release it? Or did I just waste my money and this is going to sit on the shelf? So it's definitely like a continuous like process.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And like finding a producer that you trust enough.
Yeah.
Because like you'll get into a deal where you like, okay, I'm going to pay this guy this much. And then the vision doesn't line up and the sound isn't the quality you want. It's like, oh, fuck. But yeah, no, the point you made about like deciding which songs are good enough to take to that next level, that's something I've been thinking about a lot. And I feel like whenever you are bringing something into the studio, you're thinking, how marketable is it? How many people are going to like it? Like, does it have broad appeal? Is it catchy? Is it, you know, a hit, right?
Yeah.
And that's like totally understandable. But I don't know, as of recent, I've been kind of wanting to produce the songs that you wouldn't necessarily think to produce, but something that just really like the lyrics connect or the melody just sits just right, even though it's not like a huge like hit, but it's a good song, you know?
Yeah. I feel like there's like a good balance between releasing songs that you're like, I'm doing this for me versus like I'm doing this because I think like not like I'm doing it for other people, but like I think that this is gonna be a very like widespread, you know, sound. So
totally. Yeah, and I feel like, you know, there's no shame in that.
Yeah.
Like, being commercial, being marketable is great. Like, especially if you want to, you know, make it in the career. But yeah, there's got to be, like you said, this good balance of like doing it for you and then also doing what you know is like going to be
a hit.
Yeah,
it's gonna work. Yeah.
The best would be finding that crossover where it's the same song that you know it's gonna be hit, but you love it so much and it's so connected. I'm working towards that goal. I'm working on it.
Well, speaking about favorites, do you have a favorite song of yours?
Oh, girl, that's such a hard question.
I know it's a loaded question.
Oh my gosh.
What about top three? Top three?
Oh, okay.
There we go, yeah.
I think I can do that. Okay, I do love Kaylee, that song I'm going to perform for you guys, because it's just like my most specific song.
Yeah.
And it really, when I was writing it, I was listening to indie pop rock like nonstop. So that was totally my inspiration. And I feel like, I was like, if I wasn't the artist on this song and I heard it come up on my Spotify playlist, I'd be like, oh, fuck yeah, like indie pop rock banger, let's go. So I'm very proud of that one. I like that one a lot. Parking Lot is another like kind of indie pop song that I've got, and it's about like my teenhood, like high school years, growing up in the suburbs, being homeschooled, and all of that. And so it's a very sentimental song for me. But yeah, it's also super fun, and like it's honestly just like a summer banger kind of thing. So I would say those two. I know there's another one, but I'm trying to. I feel like it's not released yet. That's the thing. I have another one.
Oh, okay.
It's a bass song. It's a song I wrote on the bass, and yeah, I love it. It's super steamy. So it's called Animals. So if it comes out, I'll let you guys know.
I'm excited for that one.
Thank you.
So along that line, though, is your favorite song like also your favorite song to like perform? Because I know sometimes it's like different. It's like I love to listen to the song, but I don't necessarily like to perform it.
Damn, that's such a good question. Okay, Kaylee is honestly a bitch to perform.
Really?
It's like
It's so good.
Thank you. I appreciate you. It's like that pre-chorus is so like fast and just back to back that like trying to get a breath is like hard. And like when I'm just like standing doing it, like I can do it no problem. But like if I've got the full band and like an audience, I'm gonna be like dancing and raging, and yeah, there will be no oxygen left in my lungs.
Oh my gosh.
By that part. But yeah, it's still super fun. But I definitely am like, okay, I need to breathe, you know?
Yeah.
Oxygen would be nice. Yeah, I love performing Animals. Anything on the bass, as soon as I like get the bass in my hands and it's just me singing in the bass, it's like my favorite thing. So I'll definitely be doing more of that. I've actually like kind of taken a step away from the full band shows and have just been doing more acoustic stuff, mainly on the bass and then some on piano. But yeah.
How long have you been playing bass?
Like since the beginning of the year. So what are we at? Like
Wait,
8
really?
Wow. Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's
I
a
was
new
not
thing.
expecting that. I was not expecting
the
that at
beginning of
all.
Girl, I didn't say I played it well. I say I play it. That's it.
I mean, but that's so crazy. Like you started at the beginning of the year, you're already doing it like live, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm stepping back from working with bands as much so that I can do it on my own. And I'm like, I would be terrified. I'd be like,
yeah.
I just picked this up. I'm not showing it to anyone yet,
Girl,
at least not in a live setting.
I feel you. Honestly, the first few shows were like a little bit nerve-wracking. But I do have this bad habit of like, as soon as I learn something enough to like do a song all the way through, I'm like, let's perform. Let's do it. I did the same thing with piano. I was like maybe 6 months into piano lessons. And when I did my first show, and it was bad. I like messed up so much. But I'm kind of one of those people that I like to learn under pressure of like a show. And I really will like commit myself to practicing more if I have a show to
That's
practice
fair.
for.
Okay.
So it's kind of like gives me a goal, you know?
Yeah, because you're like, I have to be done by this date. There's like no pushing this back. It's already happening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, it started out with, okay, I'm just going to do one bass song. And once I did that successfully without messing it up too bad, I was like, all right, let's do like 4 songs or whatever. But yeah, it's actually weird. Like when I started doing piano, it felt like pulling hair. It was so like just didn't fit for me. Whereas with bass, like even though it's a new instrument for me, like I already feel so much more comfortable on it. Really? Yeah. I think it blends with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like the bass likes me. It's like kind of it's a good relationship.
I love it.
That's so cool. Actually, I don't think I even know any female bass players. So I'm like, what like drove you to bass? Because I feel like everyone usually goes for like guitar first.
Yeah, totally. I think honestly, hip hop. It made me like love the sound of bass. It's like that driving beat that like moves your. Oh, I just love how like grounded it is, and that low frequency is so like satisfying. Plus, it's the only instrument that you not only hear but you feel.
That's so true.
And and so that like just really inspired me, and I was like, oh, I'd been thinking about learning bass for years, and then I just, you know how it goes. You just never do. And then I finally picked it up, and I didn't expect it to work as like a solo instrument because usually like you need a guitar or something that has like full chord context, but something about just playing like the single note at a time kind of gives this like room for, it's like, oh, is it a minor chord, is it major, like you don't quite know, and then you hear the vocal melody and it gives you more clues, but there's still like this like space to where like there's like room to play, you know.
There's like room for interpretation, like among each person who's listening to it, kind of.
Totally. I feel like the tonalities are just interesting of having like the voice that's like more in like the high frequencies and then the bass super low, and then those middle frequencies are kind of like you dip into it a little bit, but it's kind of hollow in the middle. Yeah, it's cool.
That's really cool. Wow.
Dang, now I wish I brought my bass like play for you guys.
I know, now I'm like, I want to hear this with bass.
Now.
You have to come out to a show at some point.
Yes, most definitely.
Please, I would love
What
that.
inspired you to pick it up this time around? Because you said you wanted to do it for years. Is there anything that made you really be like, it's time?
It's time. It was honestly my producer. He was like, I need to sell some of my basses. Like, I have too many. I don't have enough space. And I was like, oh, really? So you're saying? And he had this really cool vintage bass. And he was like, I don't want to sell it because it has a really cool sound and I might want it at some point. But I'll give it to you indefinitely. Like, I won't really be needing it. But if I do, I'll just let you know. So
that's
got a bass for free.
So cool.
I was like, all right, now I have zero excuses. I got this shit for free. Like, I got to do it now.
Yeah.
There's the law of attraction.
Girl, that's what I'm saying, right? Once you like, you just like let it happen. It does just flow to you like that. It does. Yeah.
Did you name your bass?
I have not.
Okay. Just curious.
Oh, and I've been thinking about it. Like almost every time I'm in the shower, for some reason, that's a thought that comes to my head. I was like, I haven't named my bass yet. I should probably do that at some point. I don't know what to name her though. You know, I just like.
It's an important thing. You're like, I have to think about this.
I'm like, just one name doesn't fit. I don't know.
I don't know. You could always be one of those people who has like a 5-part name. You're like, I couldn't decide on one, so I
True.
just went all of them.
She's got 3 middle names, 2 last names. Yeah, that will probably be happening. It's a white bass with like this electric blue suede strap. So I was like, ooh, blue, white, like sky or something. I don't know. I'm debating.
It's like the 3-letter name and then your 3-letter name. I'm like,
shit. See? You're thinking further than I am right now. This is great.
I like it. I'm here for it.
Ooh, okay, that's making me like the name even
You're
more.
like, Sky has moved up on the charts now.
Yeah. She's first runner-up, you know?
I'm still curious about the suits and what made you pick the suits. Like, what inspired you to have, that one specific look?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I did this one music video for a song of mine called Uptown. This was kind of back in the days. I went by another artist named Camryn, and this was back in my more serious days, but this music video was so much fun to make. We shot it in 2 days in DTLA, made it look like New York, and the whole plot was that, like, I was in, like, a suit, kind of like a businessman, headed to work, and then decided to, like, throw away my phone and abandon everything and then just, like, fuck around in the city all day and night. And that's just, like, an idea that I always loved, of just, like, saying fuck it and doing exactly what you shouldn't do, you know? I think we, like, get into these routines and, like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and, like, sometimes I just really wanted to, like, run away from it all. So in the video, I'm like, so I'm, like, wearing a suit, and then when I'm, like, messing around in the city, I'm, like, dancing my suit, and I was like, wait, I love the way I feel, like, wearing a suit, moving, dancing. I was like, I feel the most of me I've ever felt. And I just, when I was watching the video, I was like, yeah, like, that's it. I don't know. It just like it clicked. It just clicked. And especially when I made that like change over to Rin, and I was like, okay, like I'm just gonna have fun with my music. It's not about being serious. I thought the suits was kind of like a funny contrast to that, because it's such like a serious thing. Like wearing a business suit.
Symbolic.
Yeah, it's symbolic for sure. Also, I just feel like a badass. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be wearing a dress on stage. There's no way. I will be flashing way too many people. So the suits are just like a perfect vibe. And I love like messing them up, like
I was gonna say, like, did you find them like that, or do you like kind of customize them to make them your own?
I got into customizing them. This one I got at a thrift store. And I felt so bad cutting it because it's a nice suit, but it looks so much cooler now. It really does. So I just like cut it, messed it up a bit. I actually did this for the Kaylee cover for my song Kaylee. And then I've done some other ones where I spray paint it. So I like made like these little hand stencils, just like cut them out with like paper, spray painted them. So I've got this one song called Impatient, and I have a suit that's like, the legs just have like impatient written all over it. It's really a sick suit.
That's fun. Yeah, and then you get to have fun like getting to like kind of destroy but also create at the same time with the suits. Oh, I love that.
Totally.
Symbolism.
I'm like, I knew I always wanted to do something in fashion. Now I know why.
How many suits do you own?
Oh.
Because I'm like, I just imagine, because I'm like, you're talking about how you wear suits like so often. I'm like, I literally don't even think I own a suit. I'm like, how many suits?
I absolutely do not.
Yeah, I know. It took a while to build up the collection, that's for sure.
Yeah. Were you a suit wearer prior?
Not really. Like occasionally I would wear like a blazer.
Okay.
Like, if I was like trying to be like
Business casual. Okay.
But definitely nothing like cool or like ripped up or designed. Okay. But God, I think, because there was a while when I was designing a new suit for every song that I released. And so I must be at like 10 to 12 suits now. Wow. I don't know. I don't wear a lot of them because some of them are like, okay, that was a different era. I will not be wearing that again. It was great for the music video, but it doesn't quite work on the streets. Yeah, exactly. Honestly, I pretty much just wear this on repeat now.
Yeah, that's your favorite one?
Yeah, it's comfortable. I have a few like sleeveless ones, so like when I'm performing, I don't sweat my ass off too much. I'm still sweating.
I'm sure you are. Like suits, but that's like a lot. And then you're like moving around a lot, like you were saying before. You're probably just
honestly,
like,
it's the hair. Like,
really?
I just cut it. I used to have hair right down here.
What? Okay, that was like, it's been a minute since I've seen you then, because I was like, wait.
Yeah. I know, I was like, gosh, you like recognized me off the bat?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, it was like always curly, so it doesn't look too different.
Honestly, I think it was the suit.
That's it.
I think it was the suit. The suits are iconic.
Thank you. This is just solidifying my my decision, so thank you.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your process for writing and...
Okay. Ooh, the process.
Yes, the process.
Yeah, it kind of depends on the song, I think.
Okay, what about for Kaylee?
For Kaylee, okay, perfect.
I'll give you a specific.
Oh, and this one's got a good story, so I wanted to tell you guys this.
Excited to hear the story.
So it's a true story about a guy that I had the fattest crush on for no reason. You know how there's just like guys that they don't deserve it, but you're just like obsessed with them? One of those. And I was at his party. Okay, so I'll give you the context. This was last summer. And we would see each other like every month at a party. We would only see each other at parties. So we were always drinking or like smoking, whatever. And then this one party, he kissed me. And I was like, oh my God, he likes me back. I was freaking out. Oh my gosh. It was literally 4th of July. Like, talk about like the most perfect like summer, like whatever. Oh gosh. And so I was like, oh my God, something's going to happen. Like, blah, blah, blah. And we were texting a little bit, and then he just, like, stopped texting, whatever. I was like, okay, great. Then, like, a few months go by, and I see him again at another party. And this time he's like, Camryn, like, I'm so glad you're here. Like, this is awesome. Like, we should hang out sometime. Like, when we're not drinking or smoking. Like, let's hang out. And I was like, okay, sure. All right. Yeah. Okay, maybe something's going to happen here. And I had, like, given up hope at this point. But I was like, okay, maybe. And, like an hour later, 5 shots after, I was like totally sober still, but he was like super trashed. And he comes up to me and he like puts his arms around me. He's like, oh, Kaylee, I'm so glad you're here. Now, the funny thing is I had just met Kaylee
Oh my
in the bathroom. So there was an actual Kaylee there that same night.
No.
And I was like, oh my God, but it was so funny. Like, I know in the song it makes it sound like I'm really upset about it, but honestly, I thought it was hilarious. And I was like, boy, you don't even know what you just did. I'm going to write a fat song about this.
Oh
and
my
you just
gosh.
don't even know. Yeah.
Wait, so did he actually think you were Kaylee, or did he just get the names mixed up? And do you guys still talk?
We don't still talk. I'll tell you that story after, but I think he just got the names mixed up because I don't look anything like Kaylee. She was like blonde, you know. So I think it was just like a drunken name mix up, but it was bad. I was like, yeah, no, you've ignored me for months, and then you call me another girl's name.
Yeah.
We're done. But the
Did he
funny
even know? Like, did you end up telling him after? Did he ever like reach out or anything? And you were like, no, you called me Kaylee.
Yeah. No, I think he got the point because right after that I was like, I'm sorry, did you just call me Kaylee? And he's like, oh, I mean Camryn. I was like, oh boy. And so I literally like took his hands off me. I was like, go have fun with Kaylee. And I walked away. So that line, have fun with Kaylee, it actually did kind of happen. No, I don't think he messaged me. I think after that he was like, yeah, okay, I fucked it up. Like, that's done.
Yeah.
But literally like a month later after that, I had a birthday party and it was like a kind of mutual friend situation with him. And so he came and he brought his new girlfriend, Kelly.
Oh, wow.
I was like, what is up with this guy and girls named Kay? It was so funny.
Oh my God.
I wonder if he accidentally called her Kaylee.
I know, that's what, okay. And then so I felt really bad. I'm giving you guys way too many details. But at another party, they were there. Okay, so now at this party, I was really drunk. And I go up to them. She was really sweet. Like, I had talked to her before, and I was like, okay, she's awesome.
Yeah.
Really like her. The guy, not so much. But so I go up to her. I was like, hey, Kaylee. I totally flubbed. I thought you were doing it too.
I'm dead. Was he there? He probably was like, this girl's so petty.
Oh my gosh.
Hello. We're still here.
Are we just like blowing out the electricity? We're so fired. Oh, there we go. Are you kidding? That's crazy.
I noticed that because it happened one other time, but I feel like that was so early. I'm like, dang, we haven't been sitting for that long.
Girl, that happens to me when I'm in the bathroom when they've got the motion sensor one.
Oh,
you're like
yeah.
sitting on the toilet and it's pitch
no.
black and you're like, fuck, what do I do?
And like on the toilet, like.
Literally. That happened to me once when I was in the shower. I immediately
Oh my
stepped
God,
out
in
of
the
the
shower.
shower.
I was
the
like, I can't do
worst.
this.
I gotta go to my bed.
That's so, why did they design those
Oh, I
for
know.
bathroom?
Oh, no. It wasn't a motion sensor thing. We just lost power.
Oh, that's even worse because then you can't get it back on.
Yeah.
You're done.
I was terrified.
Showering in the dark.
Oh my gosh.
Did not
I feel
like that.
I feel like bathrooms are always where like scary things happen in scary movie trailers, and I'm always like, the light goes out. I'm like, nope,
it's
I'm
done.
leaving.
Is done. Oh God! Or if you're like brushing your
gotta slow
teeth
down.
and then you like look up in the mirror,
Oh my
like,
God.
and then I always expect something to be behind me.
I literally don't even brush my teeth in front of the mirror anymore because I can't do scary movies at all. And so I'm not even watching the movies. It's just like the trailers alone, seeing so many times where you look into the mirror. I'm like, I'm walking around while I'm brushing my teeth. I'm not going to be anywhere near the mirror.
Dude, smart. Honestly,
I used to want to be into scary movies so bad when I was younger because all my friends would talk about it. And I'd be
Yes.
like, yeah, I'm finna watch this. And then I can't sleep for like 2 weeks.
Literally. Why was it such a social pressure thing, though?
Oh, I know.
You
Like-
just want to be like everyone when you're
Everyone's
young.
like, I love scary movies. And I'm like, absolutely not. Could not pay me. You'd have to strap me down to a chair. And like
force
pull my
my-
eyes.
I feel like I got scarred in school because I went to like a private Christian school.
Oof.
And they were
I'm
very
sorry.
much so like, they were very much so like, you're gonna bring like those evil like spirits into your house and stuff like that. So I stopped. But now that like I'm older, like I don't even think of it as like a religious thing. Like I'm like, I do think that like when you have
Evil
like bad
spirits.
things around and
my
bad
God.
energy around, it does bring like more bad energy and bad spirits. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna get possessed or
Yeah.
anything, but,
But like
I
shit may
mean,
start moving around in your house.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But I mean, I definitely do agree that it can, you whatever like you intake, like that's the energy that you get from whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, I use that as an excuse. I'm like, scary movie. I don't think so. I don't want any bad spirits or energy around me.
I feel that.
You do you.
Yeah. I feel like when we were younger, horror movies were the prime excuse to like cuddle up to your crush.
Yeah, I think that's the reason why they were so popular. It's like, oh, cuddle. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's like,
I
I'm
know what you guys do. You
scared.
can cuddle me
I
with
just wanted
anything
to
else.
Let's watch a
didn't have
really
any
sad
crushes.
rom-com.
Yeah. I was like, if you're trying to cuddle me during a scary movie, I'm probably gonna end up like accidentally hitting you because I'm gonna be like, oh my god. They're gonna be like,
Or like scream like bloody murder in your ear. Yeah.
I'm like, this
Totally.
is not gonna be cute for either of us.
I'm gonna just go to bed.
Yeah.
You can watch this yourself.
Yeah, literally.
Yes.
You know what I just recently asked my friends? I was like, is a scary movie actually scary if it doesn't have sound? If it doesn't have music? Because think about it.
You know,
Right? Or like the use of silence. Like when
That's
there is
so
music and then it
true.
goes totally silent, you're like, oh, I'm waiting for it. Like it's gonna
That's
happen.
so true because like I feel like I'm the jumpiest person and it doesn't have to be a scary movie. Like I literally just saw Oppenheimer the other day and I was jumping like crazy because they go from silence to like really loud. I'm like, there was nothing scary about this, but my body just reacted like,
Too much.
Yeah.
like it's the sound.
I think it
the
is.
sound.
And I feel like that's where like the dark energy carries through like the sound. Like
you get like that low rumbling and then you can like what you were saying with bass, you feel it. Oh my gosh.
Good point. But you know what? The thing with me is like, I can't watch like the scary ones that are like ghostly or like spirits, but like I can watch like Jason.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Like
Murderers,
like-
that's fine.
I know. I thought about it. I'm like, wait, murdering a ghost?
I know.
Like, murder is more likely to happen when you see a ghost. I feel like.
But I guess it's because like you've like not like you've seen it, but like we see it versus like what have you seen a ghost? Like it's a lot more like in your head. Like you never know what that could be. Like
I
you have a little
actually-
bit more expectations.
I think I have seen a ghost.
Paranormal
So,
activity.
the house I
I'm
grew up
getting
in-
goosebumps.
Oh, girl.
Making me nervous now.
I know. I was
You may want to
wait.
plug your ears for this
This
one.
has slowly turned into like
Yeah, it's a
a
ghost
horror
podcast.
podcast. Welcome.
Yeah, we're keeping somebody company on their long drive. They're gonna have nightmares tonight, but they will get through that drive.
They might be into it, so.
Yeah, there's a lot of murder podcasts out there, so I'm like, look.
Girl, I've never listened to one, but I feel like I would enjoy it.
I think I would like true crime podcasts.
Yeah. But isn't that scarier because it's true?
Like,
I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't
like, I love
understand.
it.
I love like the ID channel. I love like the all that true crime stuff where they.
Yeah.
The last one I watched, I don't think it was on ID. I think it was on another network, but it was called Fatal Attraction. So it was
Oh
like
yeah,
the
that's a movie, right?
I think
yeah,
so.
it's there's a movie and then like this is like a true crime show where like they talk about either like the wife or the husband or the side chick or the side dick or whatever murdering out of love
That's
or
so good.
something. And there's
Yeah.
so many shows like that and I'm always like, I gotta watch it. But
That's true because it's also like
when it comes to the devil,
drama.
I rebuke him. So
I rebuke you, girl. I know, especially like with the Conjuring and stuff where it's true stories.
I
God,
can't.
no.
no.
I couldn't. I can't. Those are things that I can't explain because I feel like I have a pretty good idea of like what's going on in the world or like reality, why we're here, blah blah blah. But when it comes to like that story or like the Annabelle series, whatever those like stories, I'm like that is true. Like I'm sorry, what?
And like I do believe it's true. I'm Southeast Asian, so like stuff like that is like still. I would say if you guys have heard about like sleep like paralysis and stuff like that. So my mom's from Thailand. Like that stuff happens. It apparently like it's like a huge thing in Thailand. And when my mom had told me that when my family and I were in Thailand, that my dad experienced it a couple times in this house that we had in Thailand. So ever since then, I've been spooked. I definitely think that there are spirits out there. And there are definitely some evil spirits. So, and they seem to do a lot more damage than murderers. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Yeah, I don't know. I think the murder stuff scares me more.
Yeah, I feel like it should scare me. I don't understand.
I just people are frightening.
People
you know?
are frightening.
They are.
Are.
I feel like I could reason with a ghost more than I could a murderer. I don't
There
know.
used to be people.
I'd be like, take my soul.
Yeah, but they're not there anymore. I don't know what bargaining chip do you have with a ghost?
Yeah.
Versus like a murderer, like they're still alive.
I don't know. I could be like, look, I'll offer you up my next 3 lives as long as you leave me alone in this one. I don't know. Like,
No, don't take any of my
I could be
lives.
you know what? I had this weird dream where I was being like haunted by a ghost, and like this ghost was like trying to kill me. And instead of fighting it, I was like, I love you. Like just giving it love. And that's like,
That's so true though, because like most of the time, like they're ghosts because they're trapped in between like this world and the next, and because they like are stuck and they didn't feel like some sort of love or connection, so they can't move on.
Oh,
So you gave it that love. You're right. It's so much easier to deal with ghosts and murderers.
It's like put me in the Conjuring film, I'll be like, I love you. And then it just
Let's
like
all hold hands. Sing Kumbaya.
But what about the ghosts and the spirits and the things that like want to murder you? Like you could still do that. You could still reason with the person. The person can only take 1 life. A ghost can potentially take like 9.
True.
Cats.
Well, she just said I take 3 of my next lives.
Dude, oh my god, that's so true. Really, there's no good situation in either of
honestly,
those.
yeah.
Let's just hope we never encounter a ghost or a murderer.
Yeah,
you know?
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I love how that rabbit trailed
It
so
really
hard.
did. It's like the lights went off and we
Well,
were just like, and now we're talking about
This is
ghosts.
really good. It's really funny.
It's so funny. I love this.
Oh
Like,
my gosh.
yeah. Just good
Amazing,
stuff.
amazing. All right, well, let's get back on track to the music though. As much as I love talking about the ghosts.
Oh, I know, me too.
Okay. But so yeah, you're gonna be singing Kaylee for us today. I'm so excited to hear it, especially like getting to know all the backstory and like when I tell you my mouth drops when he wrapped his arm around you. I was like, what the?
I'd be mad.
Men.
Right?
Anyway.
Girl. I feel you.
Yes.
It makes the song so much better.
It
just
really
knowing
does,
the
because like
story.
now I'm like playing it in my head and I'm just like, like I feel it.
Like every line in that like either happened or is like so true.
Yeah.
Like
So funny.
so it's just great. It makes it so much better.
Does he know this song exists?
Oof, that is a question for him. I have no idea.
Because you don't talk to him anymore,
I don't
right?
talk to
So he's probably out there like listening to it and being like, dang, I messed up. But at least I got a song.
Honestly, I really hope he does know. I feel like he's one of those guys that doesn't have enough brain cells to put the dots together, or like he just like forgot that ever happened.
Yeah.
Which like maybe
Maybe he did forget, yeah. Or maybe he finds this podcast and then he like hears it and he's like, oh my God, that's me.
He's like,
she's
"That's
talking
me."
about me.
True. I named way too many specifics. Oh fuck. I cannot post this on social media. Oh my god. Honestly, fuck it. Let him find out. I don't care.
He should know.
Yeah.
You should know what you did.
Exactly.
It happened and now the whole world's finna know.
Yeah, they're gonna know.
You are a fuck boy. I'm just playing.
No, literally. I honestly feel like I should walk around with like an NDA or like a like disclosure agreement or something,
Oh, yeah.
so that like guys know like if you're gonna hang around me, I'm going to write songs about you.
I feel that.
So I guess like the opposite of an NDA, like a release agreement.
Yeah.
And it's like
It's like,
anything you
just so
do
you
or
know,
say, like
this will be a song.
Yeah. Anything you do or say will be used against you in a song.
That's funny. That's so true. I have like friends ask me all the time. They're like, when are you gonna write a song about me? And I'm like, honestly, I don't think you want me to.
Yeah. I don't even
Think
like
about
what I
those
was
kind of
say.
things. That's so funny. I
Really?
would never like. Even if I was dating somebody that was like a singer or a rapper or like some sort of like musical artist, I wouldn't be like, you better write a song about me. I would want it to be, I mean, I don't really care either way, but I would prefer it to be something like organic. And natural.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
then they just come up.
Because you really
I
just
wrote
like
a song about you. Thank you, baby.
yeah, thank you, baby. No, it's true. Like you can't just be like, all right, I'm gonna write a song about this now. Like,
Right.
It either happens or it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of just comes.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And then you have like that notes section in your notes app where it's just like all sorts of random lines.
Oh yeah.
And like when you're trying to like sit down and write something, you're like, is any of this useful? Half of it's not, but you know, it's there.
Yes, for sure, for sure. All right, well, I'm super excited. Let's go ahead and pop over there so we can listen to you sing Kaylee.
Let's go. I'm excited. Wait, did that just happen?
Say you're happy, I'm here. Was that before all the beer made your brain disappear and your mouth run away? Tell me we'll have a day with all the verses we take. You even made it a day on the Calvary. I read my hopes get up. You're great at fucking up. As if on cue, you do exactly what you shouldn't do. You took too many shots with him. I'll never forget you. Call me Kaylee. Thought you were better than that. No, I'm not dating, but didn't think I need to wear a name tag. 'Cause you know how you taste, you drove me insane. With your hands on my waist, you didn't know my name. You called me Kaylee, so have fun with Kaylee. I walked away with a smile and my chin up a mile. You didn't take to denial, I think it's fair to say. I'll go and flirt with your friends, and I'll just pretend that I'll forget when we would kiss on your bed. I hope when you wake up, hangover really sucks. As if I'm cute, you do exactly what you always do. You text me like everything's cool, and you forget that you can call me Kaylee. Thought you were better than that. No, I'm not dating, but didn't think I need a fucking name tag. 'Cause you know how you taste, you drove me insane. With your hands on my waist, you didn't know my name. You called me Kaylee, so have fun with Kaylee. Oh, 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 oh. My ego should be black and blue. Honestly, the shame is all on you. Too bad you had to go and prove. The therapist right up to it for guys who like to waste all my time. Guess they just like attention sometimes, and you only hang with the guys, and that is just fine, 'cause I'm gonna be waiting in line. You call me Kaylee. Thought you were better than that. No, I'm not dating. Didn't think I need a fucking name tag. 'Cause I know how you taste, you drove me insane. With your hands on my waist, you didn't know my name. You called me Kaylee, so have fun with Kaylee. So have fun with Kaylee.
Thank you. Dang, that was so good.
yeah.
Thank you so much for doing that for us.
Stick it to that
Loved
boy.
it. Yes.
Thank you.
Just having the backstory too just made it that much better. I was like, oh yes.
Thank you. You guys gave me that girl power energy I needed for it. I appreciate
Rating
it.
it.
Yes.
So do you have any other projects coming up soon that we should be on the lookout for?
Ooh, yeah, I'm doing a lot of stuff. I've been in the studio like every day in the last few weeks. So got a lot of new stuff. Nothing officially releasing yet, but I always have like acoustic shows coming up. So definitely follow me on IG, call her _Rin. Yeah, you'll see updates about shows, new releases, all that good stuff.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being on the show today. We had so much fun chatting with you, getting totally sidetracked.
Yeah.
It was so great.
It was so good. Thank you guys for having me. Seriously, it's been awesome just hanging out with you.
You've been amazing, amazing, amazing.
Happy to have you here.
Appreciate you.
Well, that's all for today. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like and subscribe and share it with all of your friends. And check out Rin's music. Like, definitely check it out.
Yeah.
That's an order. No.
It's an order. We're going to come out and
I demand you.
No options.
demand it.
Well, thank you for taking a peek into our universe. Keep seeking out the stories behind the music.
Because the magic doesn't only happen on the stage, but also behind the lines.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
You call me Kaylee.